Let us explore how we let us explore how we can make this concept practical and bring it into our everyday lives. What does following our intuition and inner wisdom look like, and how can we do it? Whether someone would like to read, those who have not read,
Yeah, I
please
will
read.
read.
Yeah, thank
Uh,
you.
When you are following your intuition, you are completely tapped into something greater than your personal self. You are in a state of non thinking and direct connection with God. In this state, you always know what you need to do without thinking and are guided by infinite intelligence. It almost seems like we are not doing anything when we are in this zone because we lose our sense of personal self and because and become one with life. When we are in this state, miracle occurs such as business deals coming out of nowhere. People showing up at the right place at the right time. Money comes in exactly when we need it. Connections that we were looking for spontaneously fall upon our laps, and life seems almost magical. Time seems to warp and bend around us, and it's because there is no sense of it. We proceed to then accomplish more within a few days than others do within a month. Abundance, love, joy, peace, harmony, and gratitude are inevitable and inseparable feelings that are experienced in this state. Every single person has experienced instances where they have felt like this before. Although many have experienced this phenomenon, very few are able to maintain it for extended period of time. The main reason is because most relapse back into thinking and believe that they have to figure it out themselves. It is when we begin thinking that we lose this power of creating miracles like events and circumstances. The truth is that we don't have to have it all figured out, nor do we even have to figure it all out. How can our limited minds possibly understand and try to manipulate the entire world to our desires? It is only when we think we know more than God that we run into problems. Anybody wants to continue? Can do.
Okay, I will read. The the great news is that we don't have to know more than her, nor do we have to even think. All we have to do is trust in our own intuition, and have faith that our inner wisdom will show us the path, the way that is best for us. When you ask people who are the most abundant, joyful, and successful how they made it, they will usually attribute their success to some sort of higher power, will usually or luck. These people have trusted in something greater than themselves, and thus attribute it to that instead of attributing their success to sheer willpower and brute force. There is so much in life that is completely out of our control, and we can really only control a very small portion of it. This is not to say that we give up because we can't control our lives, like, but it's quite the opposite. When we realize that we don't have to control and try to force everything to happen our way, we become free from suffering, pain, and frustration, and begin to fall into the state of non thinking where things just all happen for us instead of to us. we began to see that everything was perfectly placed in our lives to help and become the exact person we are now. And if everything were changed, we would not have what we do now. There are millions of small circumstances and events that have to have been meticulously or just can uh, recharted for us to be where we are now. To plan this, to plan that would be impossible to futile. Yet here we are. This is the miracle of life. To go back on a point we just made about us not having to control things in our lives. There is a caveat I want to highlight. It is true that we cannot control everything that happens in our lives, but what we can control in is whether we think or not, which is the root cause of all our problems and negative emotions. We can decide to change our experience of life whenever we want to, how we feel and how we feel at any moment. This is how we can choose to be happy by choosing to let go of our thinking. Isn't that what ultimately matters at the end of the day? It is not about what we have, but how we feel inside, what is the true measure of success, joy, and fulfillment. Shall I, who wants to read now? Or shall I continue? Okay. The other point I wanted to bring up is that although we can't control a lot of things, what we can have a, a, a say in is what we want in our lives. This is an amazing blessing. But where things can go sour is when we think that we need to figure out the how in our lives. Intelligence, which means we have come up with anything that we want in our lives. This is an amazing blessing. But where things can go sour is when we think that we need to figure out the how in our lives. This is an amazing blessing. But where things can go sour is when we think that we need to figure out the how in our lives. This is an amazing blessing. But where things can go sour is when we think that we need to figure out the how in our lives. This is an amazing blessing. But where things can go sour is when we think that we need to figure out the how in our lives.
Hello, what has happened?
Okay, I'll start again because it just got muted. But okay, the other point I wanted to bring up is that although we can't control a lot of things, what we can have to say in this what we want in our lives, but not necessarily the how. For instance, we have a gift of imagination, access to infinite intelligence, which means we can have which means we can come up with anything that we want in our lives. This is an amazing blessing. But where things can go sour is when we think that we need to figure out the how in order to make it happen. It is at this point that most people give up or continue down the path to brute force to try to bring into life and suffer daily for it. This is why people that we have to work hard and suffer for what we want in life. That is simply not true. It is only true if 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 we think we have to figure out the how to get what we want in life. Our job is to come up with what we want, not what how to get it. The the how is really up to the universe. This is the best case scenario anyway, because there is an infinite number of ways to bring about what you want in life. So for our little infinite brings brains to it figure it out outworld out would be futile, uh, none then less. Please somebody else read, because my throat is not allowing me to read. Can somebody else read now?
Hello,
Good
Kalyan, would you
morning.
like to do, please?
Good morning. I can read.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
We only suffer when we try to figure it all out, but we don't have to. This is when we want to rely on our intuition and inner wisdom to help show us exactly what we need to do in real time to manifest what we want. There's no need to try to figure it all out in advance. Our part is to hold in our minds what we want and get into a state of non thinking. This enables us to access our infinite intelligence, God, so that the answers are revealed to us exactly when we need it. The path forward is only revealed when we begin walking. There's never going to be a time where the entire path is illuminated for us to see beforehand. That would completely negate the need for faith. And that is why faith and trust is of utmost importance when manifesting something. We must have complete, unwavering faith that what we want to create will come to us, and we can only do this by fully trusting in the universe to orchestrate how it will happen. We can always get what we desire in life. It just may not be on our timeline or in a way we want it to manifest. Our intuition and inner wisdom, God, actually speaks to us all of the time. We know that a small voice inside that always knows what you should do. Maybe it's to leave your job, forgive a person that hurt you, ask someone out, or reconnect with someone. It's that gut feeling you get where you know what you need to do. Have you ever regretted not doing something in a moment your gut told you to do it? Have you ever had a gut feeling to do something, but you have no logical reasoning as to why? But you did it anyway, and amazing things happen afterward. This is your intuition. Our intuition does come to us in the form of thoughts, but remember that there's a stark difference between thoughts and thinking. As we discussed in a previous chapter, thoughts are divine by nature and feel like they pop up into our minds out of nowhere. Thinking, on the other hand, is a manual, a strenuous effort that we create ourselves, which feels every heavy and typically ev- very heavy and typically it has negative emotions attached to it. When you have divine thoughts from infinite intelligence, there's a sense of knowingness to it. It contains the truth, and you just know deep down that it's right. Your intuition will almost never seem logical or rational, but that's exactly what we want because we don't want it to be predictable. If it were predictable, it wouldn't be miraculous and it wouldn't contain the infinite possibilities of the universe, which are all spontaneous by nature. Your intuition will almost always go against your logical, rational mind. So be prepared for that. It will whisper to you that you should talk to this random person in a coffee shop. That leads to a beautiful friendship. Or for you to call a friend spontaneously where you find out they really needed someone to be there for them during a difficult time. It will tell you to step into and live in your divine gift and put yourself out there to share the truth of what you know. It will softly beckon you to pursue what you truly want in life versus following what everyone else says that you should want. There are a few examples of the infinite number of ways it will speak to you, and when you follow it, it will always create miracles and abundance beyond your wildest imaginations. So, why don't more people listen to their intuition if it always knows what to do and creates abundance whenever it is followed? Fear. Listening to our intuition can be scary or extremely daunting. This is because our intuition lives in the space of unknown. In other words, our intuition is spiritual and operates in a field of infinite possibilities, which by nature is the field of unknown. We are humans, always fear the unknown because we can't predict what might happen. It is only when we step into the unknown that we can begin to experience the limitless possibilities that life can bring to us. This is why magical things are and miracles happen when we trust our intuition. We are literally stepping into the zone of pure possibility. It is for this reason that we only need to know the what of what we want to manifest, but not the how. The only way you can enter this space of miracles is through non thinking. If we think, we immediately get ejected out of the space and enter a state of anxiety, worry, and suffering. Our thinking will try to predict what might happen based on the past. This is why most people get more of the same of what they have always gotten. They try to use their limited personal mind to create something they have never experienced before, innocently not realizing that they must step into the unknown by entering the state of non thinking and listening to their intuition. We can only even create something we have never experienced in the realm of infinite possibilities. But the only way to make that happen is to go where we haven't gone before, which is the unknown. In summary, your intuition always knows what you need to do in the present moment, but the only way to access it is by getting into a state of non thinking. Your personal mind will freak out because you are stepping into the space of infinite possibilities, the unknown. But if you remember that it is just thinking that is making you feel fear, the fearful thinking will fall away, and the courage you need to act on your intuition will naturally surface. It is in this moment that you must have faith in your inner wisdom, God, to guide you through life, even when you don't know what will happen next. But that's the adventure and joy in it. The unknown is also the only way to manifest what you want in life if you don't already have it. You have to do what you haven't done in order to get what you don't have. When you are operating from intuition, it's not like you are going to feel fear all of the time. The fear is only present as long as you are thinking. Your thinking is revolving around fear. Once you acknowledge the fear and understand that it's only your thinking that's causing those feelings, the illusion will fall apart and you will fall back into peace, joy, and pure love. This is a space you want to stay in, which will allow you to create the positive feelings that are the prerequisite to manifesting all you could possibly imagine for yourself. Thank you.
Very well read, Shivani. Thank you so much.
Yeah, those who wish to share, if you can raise hand or start sharing. It's a wonderful chapter, a long chapter.
Yes, it's a wonderful chapter. I will just say a few lines only. Believe in yourself and sit down quietly, think, contemplate on it, ponder on it, and the nature will also help you because nature is the best guide. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू सुमेधा जी. स्टीव जॉब्स ने बोला है ना कि what you want to truly become, then the nature. Yeah, I request others, please share, please raise your hand or start sharing. See, when this chapter was read, I was browsing through 14th chapter of Think and Grow Rich, and which is Sixth Sense, because I'm so passionate about that book. 15 chapters and 13 principles. D Faki PDP MEM BS. So burning desire, 100% faith, auto suggestion, knowledge, imagination, organized planning, decision, persistence, mastermind, enthusiasm, subconscious mind, brain. And last is sixth sense. I was reading this, The Door to Temple of Wisdom. And this author also, today's reading, when we are without fear, when we are in the love, when we are in the enthusiasm, when and there, Napoleon Hill in his book, Conducting Council Meeting with Imaginary Beings, and new members in the cabinet. He gives the example of Christ, Saint Paul, Galileo, Aristotle, Plato, Socrates. So he do a the that chapter also talks about meditation. Here also author has said in the beginning of the chapters, Jain, Buddhism. So I think again and again we should read this chapter 14, how to follow your intuition. And we will get the answer to, and we will start having intuitions. Like earlier, I gave the example of today. Uh, some scheduled talk, if it gets cancelled, we get plenty of time to do other things. Thank you. Request others to come forward, part of it, or Kalyan, if you have read. Uh,
Mr. I will be only a spectator.
okay, no issue. We have another friend by Oppo A3 5G. Will you introduce yourself? And you know what the chapter gave in bold? We can, that is a essence. Let us explore how we can make this concept practical. Uh, and then author in between gives infinite intelligence or intuition is equivalence to God. This is Napoleon is also said that, and Joseph Newgen also said this. Our part is to hold in our minds what we want and get into. I'm just reading what is in the bold in the chapter which we read, into a state of known thinking. What I've understood from this book is when the author is saying known thinking, We can also say it is what author is saying of a negative thinking or thinking when we are in the desperate. Earlier chapter author has said, or so this enables us to access our infinite intelligence. In bracket he has written God, so that the answers are revealed to us exactly when we need it. Request others, whatever part of the chapter if they have read. If there is one more bold para in this chapter. So why don't more people listen to their intuition if it is always knows what to do and creates abundance whenever it is followed? Question mark and then fear. So if we are without fear in our life, we will get intuition. This is what I understand.
Is intuitive thinking, that is based on intuition, contrary to rational thinking or thoughts?
I feel not see intuitive thinking comes when we are very in the enthusiasm mode. We know our goal. We are without fear. We are in the universal love. The author which we have coined. There is a 15 minutes discussion we do Monday to Friday, 6:45 a.m. to 7 a.m. We read 2 3 pages and then we discuss. So we have coined the word LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, modified LPG, love, peace, joy, and then football club, fulfillment and clarity. So when we are in the abundant love, then this happens. Anyone, please come forward. We have another 3 minutes, 7:27. We'll close at 7:30.
I take from this chapter, I don't have to figure it out at the same time, the whole journey.
Yeah,
Most of,
the whole journey will be like a little fear.
yes, sir.
Whole
Most of the
journey will
cases,
be a
what happened?
positive. There is another way of whole journey. There
Mm,
is, I am forgetting the name. There is another course where I write a story of my life. I write also climax.
mm,
And then I am an actor, I am a director, and I am the writer of my life story. That is another way of working on life.
yes, sir.
Maybe I will find out. It's a very good course. Uh, there are branches in different cities, and there's an inventor of that. And it is like psycho cybernetic, Dr. Maxwell Maltz book, that autopilot. You know your destination, put aircraft, you tell aircraft the pilot destination and it flies on its own. So that's how our life should fly. We should
Yes,
know our yeah, yeah,
Rajeshwari
please.
was, no, Rajkumarji, Rajeshwari was saying something. I would like to listen to her.
Please,
Let her also
please,
talk.
please go ahead.
Rajeshwari, please.
Medha ma'am, I was just telling that actually the what happened in day-to-day life now, we just ponder on the uh, goal more. Means suppose I want to do something, then the
Mm,
next thinking come how I will do. So
mm.
what the here author is telling, that just have the belief on the God, the infinite intelligence, the power. Align yourself with the God, and He will give you the best uh, way to find out or figure it out how you can achieve the things. So just go for it. What I my fund of life is that when I decide something, I don't worry about the other thing. Okay, I've taken the decision. Now let's one by one. I just start doing the thing, and again next ladder comes. I align myself to the infinite intelligence, and the best thing that we have been given is the imagination. As Dr. Adwikas has said that we are the director of our own movie. So on daily basis now, one more habit I have cultivated, that when I am in the silence, I just take any white paper, and year wise, I'm writing my own story. In 2026, what are the things I want to see in my life? In 2027, what I will be doing. So, like this, each and every day I'm creating. Now it's the time of examination. So, as I'm getting the duty of the invigilator, so what I do, I can't do anything at that time. And if I'm not doing anything, so lots of other thoughts comes in the mind. So, I just always keep a white paper in my hand after giving the copies and everything to the student, after watching them everything for 10 to 15 minutes on the decks, I put my white paper and pen usually we keep. So I write year wise what are the things I miss. I am writing my own story, and that somewhere help me to control my thinking, all the fear and the doubts that comes, how this and that will happen. So I'm just getting out of all that doubt and fear by doing the practice on the white paper. So what I'm trying to tell is that I'm enhancing my imagination power. I'm just creating the picture in my mind, what I will be in 4 to 5 years, what I will be doing, where I will be living. So all that I'm practicing, that I'm telling. So just trust the God or intuition or the gut feeling, and it is really helping me to overcome my fear of sharing and speaking. So that's all from my side.
Yeah, that is true. I can see the change right from the beginning because we were there in the first session, and now it's beautiful. Very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anyone else would like to share something?
Yes. From my various readings, I have noticed that embracing the uncertain is the thing that brings miracles in life. Instead of fear, fear will come only when you sit and think. So I remember one sentence, and that is, make yourself so busy working towards your goals that you don't have time to sit back and think. So, when we embrace the uncertain, go for the things, as per the reading of this book as well, go for the things that our heart desires. There is always an urge within us, and that is our intuition. So, always follow that urge, and you will be amazed how things will happen. So, whenever there is a thought, I just write down in my diary and then forget about it. And all of a sudden, like, you get some miraculous news, or you get some great things happening. So you never leave the, like, the book also talks about, and when we read Becoming Supernatural also, it also said the same thing. Leave the how part on the universe. Even in gratitude also, it is said, leave the how part on universe. Just decide what you need to do, take actions, and the path will always be cloudy. You cannot, your visibility will, if you have to go 100 kilometers, your visibility is only 10 meters or maybe 20 meters. So once you start proceeding forward, definitely your visibility will enhance from 10 meters to 20 meters. So that is how you will, the path will be shown, and you never know how. Don't worry on the how part, just work on the what you want, and you will reach your destination. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Otherwise, it is 7:35. We can close the call.
Yeah.
Meeting. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody, and namaskar. पिनाकी जी, आप कहाँ पर हो?
मैं आके आप सबको सुन रहा हूँ.
Good morning.
I started my day with the one set of point, which is non-thinking. I was observing everything which is happening around me, whatever is going on, how people are reacting, what they're doing, what I'm doing, what I'm thinking. About just about 2 weeks ago, uh, because I'm just giving a real life example of what we read today, chapter 13 and 14. It's a real life example. See, 2 weeks ago, precisely probably on February 9th, the book that my wife wrote, Dhruva, this 15 Japanese techniques to recenter your life. We could manage to sell about 50 copies, and we got that number on 9th February. On 9th February, I just declared that we'll make it 100 within 2 weeks, and let's see what happens. And we could sell another 50 copies by last night only. And Sumitra, you are the last buyer of that 100th copy.
Oh,
101, yeah. So whatever you are reading today, I was actually going through that this is what I experienced. I didn't even thought about that how it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. And it happened. It just happened. I really don't know who and how people came. They bought that book. And another miracle which happened yesterday was somebody else gifted that book to somebody. And she sent a picture of that also to us. So this is also something which is like a dream come true for many, particularly authors, that somebody else is gifting your book to somebody because it has got so much value inside it. So these are the miracle moments which happened over last 15 days. And I could clearly see that how this thing works. This we are talking about this infinite intelligence. When you leave everything to God, you see how miracles happen. This is exactly how it happens. This is exactly how it happens. Authoring a book is something which I'm working on for almost last 1.5 years. I was studying that entire thing, how it works, how it can make people become someone from no one all of a sudden. Like, none of you know my wife. You have never spoken to her anyway. But just by publishing a book, from no one she became someone. From nobody she became somebody. I've studied this industry so closely, this book publishing industry, that you must have noticed that every time I pick up a book for reading, I give a history about it, that how this book was written, how the author came up with this thought of writing this book, and how eventually within a few years that book became a million copy sold edition. And imagine if the author is making $1 from every copy of the book. So million copies sold means he has become a millionaire or she has become a millionaire. And it works. And it works. Because my way of looking at authoring a book is completely different than most people are author a book. I say that God has given you certain wisdom which He hasn't given to anybody. And it's my moral responsibility to write it down somewhere. See, if people have not written the books that we are reading, we would have never got this information. We never got this knowledge. So since they took the responsibility, took the initiative to write whatever they have in their minds. Imagine just the book that we are reading, what the author is thinking. Everything that is coming to his mind, everything that he found unusual, he just put it down, wrote it down somewhere, and then he made a book out of it, and we are reading it, and we are also experiencing it. We are also talking about wow. We are also differentiating between thinking and non-thinking. This book which was published in 2016, इसके पीछे बहुत प्यारी सी कहानी है. He didn't wanted to publish this book, but he just thought about let me come up with it, and it was there. 2017, March 2017, he came up with the e-copy, e-book copy. And then some of his friends said that this is so good, so precious. Why don't you come up with a paperback version? And then he came up with a paperback version in September 2017. Sorry, I'm in the wrong years. 2022. It was March 2022, and then September 2022 he came up with the paperback version. And in March 2024, this book became a million copy sold edition. So just with authoring a book, you can create a fortune for yourself until and unless you are very clear about what you're writing about and how it can transform the person who is going to read it. And this can only happen when you move into that state of non-thinking. If you in the state of thinking, कि ये कैसे होगा, कैसे होगा, कैसे होगा, कैसे होगा, chances are very low you are going to be there. I can tell you that this will happen. Like this book that Dhruva has written, in just watch it for next few years. It is going to a million copies sold edition. वो होना ही है. You cannot stop it.
साधु साधु साधु, बहुत
Yeah.
अच्छा, जरूर हो.
And मुझे तो लगता है कि the wisdom that I have got over last 1.5 years, I recommend everybody, each one, to author a book. I'm not talking about writing a book. Writing means just collection of data. I'm not talking about that. I'm actually talking about authoring a book. You author, you write it, you become an authority on every word that you are writing in that book. Because you have got certain wisdom जो भगवान ने और किसी को नहीं दिया, सिर्फ और सिर्फ आप ही को दिया over your lifetime. So it is your moral responsibility as a human being to write it down somewhere for somebody else who is waiting for it. Japanese are buying Dhruva's book. ऐसा तो नहीं कि उनको पता नहीं अपने कल्चर के बारे में. Then why they are buying this book? So this is my invitation to each one of you, like whoever is listening to this recording or whoever is here right now. भगवान ने आपको ऐसे बहुत सारे विजडम दिए जो सिर्फ आप ही को दिया और किसी को नहीं दिया. और एज ह्यूमन बीइंग आपका ये मॉरल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी उसको कहीं पे लिख के जाना. नहीं तो भगवान को किसी और को भी दे सकते थे, नहीं दिया ना. तो किताब लिखना जैसे लोग most of the time, most of the time the way it is being suggested कि you leave a legacy behind. आप कुछ लिख के जाओ कि परिवार वाले बोलेंगे हाँ इन्होंने कुछ किया है. It's not for the परिवार वाले, it's for your परिवार is the entire world. Probably everybody is waiting for that wisdom and it can reach them only through you because God has given it to you only. अभी जो बातें मैं कर रहा हूँ गॉड ने मेरे को दिया, इसीलिए मैं ये सब बोल रहा हूँ. ये मेरी बनाई हुई कोई कुछ भी नहीं है. Like whatever I am saying right now is none of them is created by me. I am only passing a message which God wants to be passed. And imagine it is going to pass to only two of you right now. बाकी सब चले गए. कभी ऐसा हुआ हमारा संडे मॉर्निंग का सेशन 7:30 को खत्म हुआ? कभी हुआ? नेवर. It continued till 8 a.m. You are the lucky ones who are getting it. For whatever reason you chose to be there, for whatever reason you chose to listen to me. And you know, आज तो मैंने मन ही बना लिया था इस वक्त. If everybody leaves, I'll still there, and I'll ensure that this session is continued till 8 a.m. and I'll talk for half an hour. मैं अकेला ही पढ़ूंगा, अकेला ही बोलूंगा. तो ये जो टाइम है ना संडे मॉर्निंग का, मुझे लगता है ये इतना प्रेशियस है, इतना प्रेशियस है कि ये इसका प्रेशियसनेस समझने के लिए भी आपको इंट्यूशन चाहिए. You need that intuition to experience the preciousness of this Sunday morning India Standard Time from 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. मतलब भगवान का वो वाला ब्लेसिंग होना चाहिए जिससे आपको ये समझ में आ गई, विजडम मिलेगा कि यार ये टाइम उसी लिए है. From 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. on Sunday morning, I actually live in a trance state. मतलब मुझे पता ही नहीं चलता इस वक्त क्या हो रहा है. I just know that I'm here. That's it. I need to be here. Because God has certain information which needs to be passed on to each one of who are in this session through me. वो मेरे को यूज कर रहे हैं अभी. मेरी कोई credibility नहीं. My only credibility is probably to just join the session. That's it. And waiting for the moment when I'm supposed to do the talking. बाकी whatever I'm saying right now, none of these my words. Non-thinking is that thing, you know. You observe that when you talk, that is that point time when you don't think. आप ऑब्जर्व करके देखिएगा जब भी आप बात करते हैं, those are the moments you don't think. क्योंकि अगर आप सोच के बात करेंगे तो फिर आप बात कर ही नहीं पाएंगे. Then you will be thinking of every word that you are going to use in your communication. ऐसा कभी हुआ है? आप सोच सोच के शब्दों का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हो. I'll say this word, then I'll wait for two seconds, then I'll use the next word, then wait for 2 seconds, I'll use the next word. ऐसा कभी हुआ है? कभी नहीं हुआ. So non-thinking is not something new. Non-thinking is when you are talking, even when you're speaking to yourself, you are not thinking on the words that you're using in your communication to talk to yourself. You are actually in that non-thinking state of mind at that point of time. When we are reading this book, हमें पता चल रहा है कि ऐसा भी एक स्टेट होता है, लेकिन उसको हमें जबरदस्ती बनाने की जरूरत नहीं. It's always there. And when I connect it with NLP, I say that being consciously aware and staying consciously connected. It's all about this. You be consciously aware of, and you stay consciously connected with that. तो पहले अवेयर होना पड़ेगा. जैसे मैम आप लोग सुमिधा में आप लोग जैसे विपासना में करते हैं. स्टेप 1 इज बीइंग अवेयर. वंस यू आर अवेयर, जी जितने भी हम मेडिटेशन करते हैं, ये किताबें पढ़ते हैं, डिस्कशन करते हैं, इसकी वजह मेन पर्पस क्या है? टू बी अवेयर. हमारे पास अगर अवेयरनेस ही नहीं है तो हम किसको लेकर आगे चलेंगे? So being aware. And once you are aware, the next thing is your responsibility to stay connected with that awareness. वो वहां पे आपकी responsibility शुरू होती है. जब तक आप अवेयर ही नहीं हो, आप किसको लेके आगे बढ़ोगे? So these environments, these situations, these setups, they give us that opportunity to be aware of. Aware of what? Probably aware of what is truth. तो मैं जो सोच रहा हूँ वो तो मेरी कल्पना है, मुझे लगता है कि ये सही है, मुझे लगता है, आई थिंक दैट दिस इज राइट, आई थिंक दैट दिस इज इट. So my thinking is creating my reality. So these opportunities help us to think in a different way. It's like one of my favorite question is when I get into any kind of uh, coaching sessions. Like when somebody asks any question, मैं उन्हीं को बोलता हूँ आपको क्या लगता है इसका क्या, इसका जवाब क्या होना चाहिए? What do you think? What it is all about? And when that person says what it is all about, my next question is if it is not this, then what it else could it be? अगर वो ये नहीं है तो ये और क्या हो सकता है? And this is the question, this is the turning point which can create a new reality for you and me. Just asking this question, if it is not this, then what else could it be? And whatever answer you are getting now is the one probably you were waiting for. Because NLP says that every question that you ask is because you already know the answer. The only difference is that right now you are unable to connect to that answer. इसीलिए आप ये सवाल पूछ रहे हो कि कहीं और से अगर इसका जवाब मिल जाए तो यू कैन कनेक्ट द डॉट्स. So when you answer it on your own, eventually you get the answer that you're looking for. क्योंकि आपके पास ऑलरेडी वो विजडम भगवान ने कभी ना कभी दे के रखा है. द ओनली थिंग इज यू आर नॉट अवेयर ऑफ इट, दैट्स इट. एंड द मोमेंट यू आर अवेयर ऑफ इट, यू आर कॉन्शियसली अवेयर ऑफ इट, now it is my responsibility to stay consciously connected with that awareness. जैसे मैथ्स के फॉर्मूला है, just think about class 8, a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2e plus b square. अब if I study it further, then I'll remember it throughout my life. If I don't, फिर एक ऐसा नौबत होता है कि when I will be teaching the same thing to my child, so maybe after another 30 years, so now my child is in class 8, तो अब मैं उसको पढ़ा रहा हूँ कि a plus b whole square is equal to क्या है. हो सकता है मेरे याद ही नहीं आ रहा है. I don't even remember what it is all about. So what I'm doing, let's just read from the book. The moment I read it from the book, I get consciously aware. अरे हाँ, a plus b whole square इसका a square plus 2e plus b square यही होता है. And all of a sudden that whole world opens up. अरे यार, हमने कैसे कैसे क्वेश्चंस किए थे, कैसे कैसे डिस्कशंस किए थे, कौन सा टीचर हमें पढ़ाया था, कभी कभी ये भी याद आ जाता है, वही मैथ्स टीचर, वही क्लासरूम, वही बोर्ड जहाँ पे उन्होंने ये पढ़ाया था. And now I'm consciously aware. The next step is to stay consciously connected. क्योंकि अभी ये मुझे किसी को पढ़ाना है, उसको समझाना है, हर तरीके से समझाना है, ऐसे समझाना है कि जैसे मैं ये उससे बेहतर जानता हूँ. नहीं तो क्यों मेरे से समझेगा, मेरे से क्यों सुनेगा? So that's why a child comes to his parents first to get the answers before they go to anybody. Because the parent create the world for them. उनको लगता है पेरेंट जो मुझे बता रहे हैं दुनिया ऐसा ही है. So first they come to the parent to get the answer. If they don't get it, then they go somewhere else. क्योंकि उनको लगता है ब्रेन का सब कुछ मालूम है. तो now I am consciously aware of it. Now it is my responsibility to stay consciously connected, so that हर कदम पे वो मेरे को पूछेगा कि इसका जवाब क्या होगा, इसका जवाब क्या होगा. आई शुड बी कॉन्फिडेंट इनफ टू आंसर दैट. नहीं तो आई हैव टू गो बैक टू माई बुक एवरी टाइम. फिर दोबारा देखते हैं ए स्क्वायर प्लस टू प्लस बी स्क्वायर क्या है एंड हाउ वी कैन अप्लाई इट हियर. It's the same thing which is happening with you and me in our day-to-day life. It's always like that. Every situation that you are facing in your life, whatever you're connecting it with is your past experiences. The challenge is that past cannot repeat. Whatever is happening is a new thing. हमें लगता है कि past repeat हो रहा है, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है. No past can repeat. You cannot say the same statement every time unless you remember it. There's a Newton's laws of physics. Everybody knew there are three laws. कितने लोगों को सारे मान याद है? So most people can remember only the third law of motion. And what is the third law of motion? Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. ये ज्यादातर लोगों को याद है. तो पहले के दो लोग भूल चुके हैं, पता तक नहीं. पर ऐसा तो नहीं कि आपको पता नहीं था, पता किया था आपने. आपको पता कि तीन तो है ही. The third one you can relate because you are living it. Not just a law of physics anymore, law of motion anymore. It is a kind of law of life. That's why you remember it. That's why you can connect the dots. That every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Now that you are consciously aware of it, अरे यार ये मुझे क्यों याद है, क्योंकि मेरी सारी जिंदगी वैसे ही चल रही है अभी तक. And because of that I'm very careful while interacting with others. किसके साथ दोस्ती रखनी है, किसके साथ दोस्ती बनानी है, और किसके साथ दोस्ती खत्म कर देनी है, किसके साथ दोस्ती रखनी ही नहीं है. They are all an outcome of this third law of motion. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. आप किसी से प्यार कर रहे हो, आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो भाई उसको भी प्यार करना चाहिए. आप नहीं कर रहा तो छोड़ो. And that is the outcome of the thinking which the author is talking about here. The thinking leads you to that suffering. नॉन थिंकिंग क्या है? भाई मैं प्यार कर रहा हूँ, दैट्स इट. वो कर रहा है कि नहीं क्या फर्क पड़ता है, मैं अपनी जगह पे सही हूँ. लव विद गॉड. अब गॉड के साथ प्यार इतना क्यों होता है? वेरी सिंपल, क्योंकि गॉड कभी बात करता ही नहीं आपसे. वेदर गॉड इज इन एनिमेट फॉर्म और इन एनिमेट फॉर्म, चाहे मूर्ति हो चाहे कुछ भी ना हो, you only know that God exists, so you interact with God. You expect something good to happen to your life, लेकिन गॉड के साथ आप कभी रिश्ता नहीं तोड़ते. इसकी वजह से सारे रिश्ते आप तोड़ सकते हो, बिकॉज यू हैव ऑल द रीजंस, ऑल द थिंकिंग बिहाइंड इट, बट यू कैन नॉट डू दैट विद गॉड, क्योंकि यू डोंट डू इट विद गॉड. क्योंकि गॉड बात थोड़ी करता है आपके सामने. गॉड हमेशा आपके साथ बात करते थ्रू अनदर ह्यूमन. दैट प्रोबब्ली गॉड इज टॉकिंग टू यू राइट नाउ थ्रू मी. So your connection or your relationship with that human being, that decides how that relationship is going to continue. But your relationship with God is not decided by anything. That is a non-thinking way of living life. When you think of God, you cannot think of anything. You just think that it's kind of super, but it's kind of something. जिसके साथ अगर मैं टच में रहूंगा तो at least I will be safe. Good things will happen to me. Even if I'm going through a bad phase, I'll still be happy with my connection with God. So I say God is God, gift of dreams. वो आपको सपना दिखाता है. सपने for what? सपना for better life, the next moment. That's why we go and pray to God कि अभी जो भी हो रहा है उससे ही बेहतर हो मेरी जिंदगी. और कुछ लोग प्रे करते हैं दूसरों के लिए कि मेरे को क्या मिल रहा है नहीं मिल रहा है, इट्स ओके. किसी और को किसी और की जिंदगी बेहतर से बेहतरीन हो जाए, इसलिए मैं प्रे कर रहा हूँ, नॉन थिंकिंग। अब उससे उसका भला हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा, आई आई एम नॉट इवन बॉदर्ड अबाउट इट, बट यस, आई नो दैट आई एम कनेक्टिंग टू दैट इनफाइनाइट इंटेलिजेंस because I am a part of it. देखो 8 बज गए ना, and I know I can still continue talking on the same topic because मैं आपके लिए नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, मैं अपने लिए बोल रहा हूँ, because right now God is using me to talk to me using the words that I am using. वो चाहते हैं कि ये बातें मैं करूं so that ये मैसेज कम से कम मुझे तो मिले, और किसी को मिले ना मिले वो उनकी इंटेंशन। अगर उनको लगता है कि ये आप लोगों को ही मिले तो आपको ही मिल रहा है, मुझे तो मिल ही रहा है।
Naki, good morning.
Sweet morning, my dear lovely divine angel.
Sweet morning, Panaki is just what I needed at this moment. So, yes, in this moment, I will say that you are the divine for me. The divine is speaking to me through you. I logged in just now, and at that point, you started talking about this. And so I realized that the divine wanted to send this message to me. That's why he made me log in at that point. Exactly.
बिल्कुल ऐसा ही है, ऐसा ही है,
Yes, yes, I'm
ऐसा ही है।
experiencing what you have been telling me since day one. I'm experiencing that, and you are also aware I'm experiencing that with you, right, since day one that I've known you. So my question to you now is, this is an excellent revelation. So the kind of relationship that I have with the Almighty, can I have that with a human being?
पॉसिबल
A
नहीं है,
similar-
इसीलिए पॉसिबल नहीं कि आपका एक्सपेक्टेशन रहता है।
No,
ह्यूमन बीइंग के साथ इसीलिए
if
पॉसिबल
I
नहीं है,
replicate now that I've
पॉसिबल भी
understood,
नहीं है। यू कैन नॉट रेप्लिकेट बिकॉज गॉड का एक शेप है, साइज है, उसका वे ऑफ बीइंग है आपके लिए, जो आपको लगता है ऐसा ही है। इन ह्यूमन बीइंग के केस में क्या है, वो आपको आपके सामने विजिबल है, सो यू कैनॉट कनेक्ट नॉन विजिबल विद विजिबल द सेम वे। जैसे
if
एयर है,
if if
एयर
my
है, ऑक्सीजन
connect
है।
is virtual, wherein I'm not meeting the person, I'm not seeing the person, but
इवन
it
देन
it,
यू
it
नो
is
दैट
just
पर्सन
a
एग्जिस्ट,
virtual.
राइट? You know that
Acha,
person
okay.
exists. God के केस में you don't know whether he exists or not. आप मान लेते हो कि शायद होगा।
Why I'm saying is because this is my personal experience.
हम्म,
I feel selfless for a human being. I'm
हम्म,
experiencing those feelings wherein I feel like giving towards
हम्म,
for I mean doing things for another person without
हम्म।
expecting anything in return. Ki wo agar exactly the words that
हो
you
सकता है,
know
अगर ऐसा है तो then you will feel that divine
yeah
experience.
I'm experiencing
हो
something
सकता है,
divine
quite
right
likely.
now.
That's how a mother probably feels when
Yes, yes,
he or she
yes,
connects with
that's
a
right.
child. Because मैं तो mother नहीं हूँ, तो मेरे को feeling कभी आने वाला भी
Selfless,
नहीं है।
yes, selfless kind
That's
of
why
a
I said
love.
probably. So only mothers can experience that kind of uh, connectedness with her child. वो चाइल्ड अच्छा है, बुरा है, क्या है, नहीं है, डजेंट मैटर, बट दैट कनेक्शन यू कैनॉट इग्नोर। फादर फिर भी कर सकता है, लेकिन मदर नहीं कर सकता, क्योंकि मदर
Likewise,
सोच ही नहीं सकती।
child also feels that way.
चाइल्ड भी कर
The
सकता है
child will
लेकिन
always
मदर नहीं कर सकता। चाइल्ड भी कर सकता है लेकिन मदर नहीं कर सकता। चाइल्ड इज अ प्रोडक्ट ऑफ द मदर, बट मदर इज द मैन्युफैक्चरर ऑफ दैट प्रोडक्ट। सो इट कैनॉट बी रिप्लेस्ड और इट कैनॉट बी कंपेयर्ड। चाइल्ड तो ऐसा
I
भी
didn't
होता है,
get
मदर
you.
को कहीं भी छोड़ के आ जाता है, ऐसा भी बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स।
Right, yes, that's true.
मदर तो
When he is a child, only he cares. I mean, the as much as he cares for his mother,
हाँ,
he or she might not care.
टिल द चाइल्ड इज
हाँ,
इन
हाँ.
कंट्रोल ऑफ गॉड,
Control, yeah, yeah,
है
yes.
ना? चाइल्ड जब रोड क्रॉस करता है वो सोचता है कि उसके पीछे कौन है, उसका आगे कौन है. He never
So
thinks of
then,
that because उसको पता तक नहीं कि वो कर क्या रहा है.
so then we come to the conclusion that it all boils down to being a woman. As we say, Shakti. Woman is an embodiment of Shakti. So woman has those powers. God has, the divine has granted those
Well, that
special
is your
powers to
meaning
a
making.
woman.
That is your meaning making. You can consider it only as a creation. See, you are just a creation. The body is different. That's it.
Hmm. No, because the woman can
Fundamentally,
love
you are a soul.
selflessly.
So,
No, because the woman can love selflessly more than a man can, like a male,
no, no,
a
don't get
female,
into that kind of
that way.
conclusions. This is your way of looking at things. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. ऐसा
Because we
कुछ नहीं
talked
है.
of mother and father, no, that's why.
I just giving you an example that see that the child was born out of you. So the moment you conceive the child, you discover that you are a mother of that child. The father becomes a father when the child comes out alive. वो भी होना चाहिए. When the child comes out dead, even then you that guy doesn't become a father. My mother
Hmm.
has already gone through that experience of being a mother. Motherhood का experience उसको already मिल चुका है.
So she feels like a mother already.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you know you are carrying the baby. You are taking every care of yourself to ensure that the baby is healthy when it comes out.
Yes,
So that's a
it is a
different
power.
world. That उसमें मतलब मैं उसको खाली ये बोलता हूँ, it's an extra additional privilege that you get when you conceive a baby, जो और किसी को नहीं मिलता. Even there are many women who haven't become mothers, who haven't conceived, who haven't even thought of conceiving a baby. तो उनसे उनके साथ तो आप इसको कंपेयर नहीं कर सकते ना. वो तो फिर हमारे जैसे ही हो गए. So it's not about being woman, it's being someone who got an opportunity to create life. जिसके पास ये opportunity होता है to go through that experience of creating life, of being a part of that creation, this
Yes,
is absolutely incomparable. You can't even compare with it.
many
You know,
women
I
don't
worked
even
with this
become
lady.
mothers.
So she
Oh, yeah.
was going through this IVF for almost last 6 years. She couldn't conceive. और मैंने उसके दिमाग में खाली एक यही बीज डाल दिया क्योंकि आप ऐसे सोचो ही नहीं कि आई कैन नॉट बियर द बेबी, मेरे साथ ये चैलेंज हो रहा है, वो चैलेंज हो रहा है, ये नहीं हो रहा है, वो नहीं हो रहा है, ये प्रॉब्लम, वो प्रॉब्लम, फलाना ढमकाना, दुनिया भर के मेडिसिन, ये टेस्ट, वो टेस्ट. आई सेड यू जस्ट थिंक दैट यू आर अ पार्ट ऑफ दैट क्रिएशन. आपका और कोई रोल नहीं है. एंड देन यू सी व्हाट हैपेंस. एंड शी कंसीव्ड, शी डिलीवर्ड नॉर्मल.
Wow.
Just with one thought.
The thought was that, can you come again?
You are a part of that creation. It's just God wants you to have this baby. आप कुछ करो ही नहीं, आप गॉड के ऊपर छोड़. It is very difficult. I said it's very difficult. But I replaced the word difficult with not so easy. I said yes, it's not so easy क्योंकि आज तक आप किसी ने आपको बताया नहीं कि ऐसा ही है. तो समझ लो शायद गॉड ही आपको ये बता रहा है मेरे थ्रू. गॉड कह रहा है कि तुझे सोचने की जरूरत नहीं, तेरे को जो काम है तू वो कर, बाकी मेरे ऊपर छोड़ दे. मैं तेरे बॉडी को वैसे बना दूंगा कि दैट द बेबी विल कम आउट. एंड देन यू सी व्हाट हैपेंस.
Hmm.
Okay, so thank you for allowing me to talk. Thank you for being there with me for last 40 minutes.
And considering a human being as I mean, if you've had an experience in your life wherein you
Hmm.
feel, you feel like giving that position to a person in your life, I mean, as equally, as if he or she is a divine in your life, is that okay to do?
Only you know,
So
because only
whatever
you
you
are
feel,
aware of the relationship. So only you know whether you can label it as a divine or not.
As I told you, if I just keep giving in the relationship without expecting anything in return, okay, as long as the person is accepting it, okay, I'm
Hmm.
happy that at least the person is accepting, though nothing is coming from the opposite end. The
Hmm.
moment that a person starts not accepting it, I might experience some hurt and pain. I know that because I'm a human and I'm
Hmm.
dealing with another human at the other end.
Hmm. Hmm.
Then, but still, my belief, I go one step ahead in my belief that love is something, कभी ना कभी कितना भी hatred वो आदमी को आपके, I mean, प्रति हो, like in his or her mind towards you. If you just keep giving love, keep giving affection, I'm using the word affection. Affection is a broader term. Keep giving affection. Somewhere I am going to create ripples in that human beings within, being that hatred, that neutrality will
See, Devi,
diminish
if you are
is
in love,
my
you will never
belief.
use the word hatred in inner communication.
No, for instance, that if I am loving the person and the opposite person is hating me,
See,
this
why you
has
are
some
using that word
consequence.
hating at all? Why you are even thinking about whether the other person is loving you or not, or experiencing anything you're not? Anything that you're thinking beyond that is your thinking.
My question is, I'm coming to the question directly. Love, does it have the power to dissolve any
Only
kind
you
of
know.
negative emotion?
Only you know. If you have experienced it in the past, only you know it has the power to do it or not.
So I have to take my experiences.
और क्या है, और क्या है इसके अलावा, और क्या पॉसिबल है बोलो? What else you think if it is not this?
Means it is not a theory or it's not written anywhere कि ऐसा ही है, is what I want to
Whatever
know.
is written is according to somebody else's experience. That's it. It does not mean that
Okay.
whatever is written is ध्रुव सत्य सत्य है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं
It
है.
may it may or may not work in a particular situation for someone else, is what you're trying to say, right? Mhm. It worked for
और क्या हो
that
सकता
person.
है? If it
That's
is
why
not this, then what else could it be?
that love does not have the power to change a person. I'm
Hmm.
working on this fundamental. I want to work on this fundamental, whether love, and I'm going to derive practical experience also, whether love can change a person, you know, can create that miracle and magic
You
that
write
I
down your
can.
life experiences. Start writing them down. आपको दिख जाएगा. सोचने की भी जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी.
Okay, yes, thank you. Yes, that gives me a sense of direction.
I always advise people to write. आप लिखो. आप जो कुछ देखना चाहते हो उसको लिखो. फिर जब उसको पढ़ोगे आपको दिख जाएगा. ये जो
Yes.
रिकॉर्डिंग करता हूँ मैं सेशंस का, मैं हर एक को क्यों यही बोलता हूँ कि ये रिकॉर्डिंग इज फॉर यू. जहाँ पे आपने बात किया वो आप सुनो. Observe the words that you are using in that communication, what you said. The recordings are not for others. कि दूसरा बंदा क्या बोल रहा है उसके लिए नहीं है, मेरे लिए कि मैंने क्या बोला था. What kind of words I used in my communication, what kind of intonation, what kind of emotions I was going through at that point of time when I said this. Go and observe. और वहीं से आपको अपने बारे में पता चल जाएगा. You'll discover the new you every time you listen your recordings. ये जो मैं अभी इतनी देर बात किया, you won't believe I will listen to this 40 minutes of my own recording maybe 10 times.
And you have evolved since then.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
I
you
will
have
listen to
evolved.
it because I know that I am not saying it. God is saying it. God is just using me to say it. तो मुझे सुनना नहीं है गॉड ने क्या बोला. अब सारा थोड़ी मुझे याद रहेगा, ये याद है. That's why I need to listen to it 5 times, 10 times. I just take out that portion of that talk. मैं
When
अपने
did
पास
you,
रखता, मैं खुद सुनता
but
रहता.
if, if I may ask you, it's a very personal question. When did you started realizing that actually the divine is speaking through you? I mean,
Probably in
this
my
is
childhood.
happening with each and every each, but this happens with each and every human being. It is happening with me also. It is
Yes.
happening with
Yes,
हर एक
the
का
point
यही
is that
reality.
being consciously aware and staying consciously connected. So I just talked about it. You just वो वाला portion मेरा सुन लेना जो मैंने बोला था. That what is being consciously aware and staying consciously about it is. Listen to that part. You will get the
A
answer
little
what you're
earlier
looking.
you spoke about it.
Yeah, I have already talked about it today.
Okay.
ओके, सो समीना मैम, आप मेरे साथ कनेक्ट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं पिछले कई दिनों से, नहीं हो पा रहा है। वो गॉड का ही इच्छा है। और जब टाइम आएगा ना, फिर हम दोनों देखेंगे 1 घंटा बात कर रहे
Yeah, surely today. I was just thinking when I saw you here, how, time flies. I tell you that no matter how much you plan, but it doesn't happen. And then I saw you here in the morning.
हैं।
I'll ping you, sir, as soon as I'm free.
सो मैं आप सबको रिकमेंड करूंगा, जस्ट द विजडम दैट गॉड इज गिविंग यू, कहीं ना कहीं पे इसको नोट करो एंड देन ऑथर अ बुक विद इट। आई विल गाइड यू। मैं गाइड करने के लिए भी पूरी तैयारी के साथ बैठा हूँ। सो आई नो व्हाट टू डू एंड व्हाट नॉट टू डू एंड हाउ टू मेक इट वर्क।
Pinaki, I want to have one question only, please. So, in every relationship of life, every relationship of my life,
हम्म।
if I try to find the divine purpose behind that relationship, will it be correct to do so?
There is nothing correct or incorrect about it. It's like you can review it, that why this person came to my life, what did this person do with me, मैंने उसके साथ क्या किया, हमने उनके हम दोनों में discussions क्या किए थे, what kind of discussions we had, what kind of words we used in our communication, how did it benefit me. If you can get answers to these questions, probably you will find it
जो
how
जो
much worth
जो
that
जो जो relationships छूटते हैं और जो नए relationships बनते हैं,
is.
everything, all this is also a part of the divine. There's nothing in
रिलेशनशिप कोई
my hand.
छूटता नहीं है देवी। रिलेशनशिप्स आर ऑल माय ओन क्रिएशन इन माय ब्रेन, वो कभी छूटता ही नहीं। लाइक यू हैव अ रिलेशनशिप विद मी, यू नेवर सॉ मी, बट आई एम देयर समवेयर इनसाइड योर माइंड इन सम फॉर्म, जिसको हम एनएलपी में बोलते हैं इंटरनल रिप्रेजेंटेशन। सो यू नेवर गेट डिस्कनेक्टेड फ्रॉम दैट इंटरनल रिप्रेजेंटेशन, एंड एवरी रिलेशनशिप इज दैट इंटरनल रिप्रेजेंटेशन। तो कोई भी रिश्ता छूटता नहीं है, ना ही कोई
So
रिश्ता
though,
टूटता है।
though physically with you're not with the person, still you will always be
You are
connected.
never physically with any human being. You are always in
Energy
imagination.
form. Energy
Yes,
form.
you are always in an imagination form. You are never physical with any person. Physical is just a word that we used to experience proximity
If
with that person.
physically, if I'm living with my husband, my child, my family, then we are physically with them, na?
ना वैसे लगता है,
Okay.
लेकिन ऐसा नहीं। Actually, it's all in your mind. The way you relate to that person is all in your mind. Physicals are all adds more uh, new experiences to that internal representation of the person in your mind. That's it.
Yeah. So when we basically,
कोई भी मैरिड रिलेशनशिप का फिजिकलनेस रहता है ओनली ड्यूरिंग सर्टेन मोमेंट्स, जहाँ पे यू आर
yes.
एक्चुअली फिजिकली कनेक्टेड। आफ्टर दैट देयर इज नो फिजिकल कनेक्शन, इट्स ऑल अबाउट इमोशन ऑफ attached to that image that you have about that person inside in your mind.
So it's actually these emotions that help you stay
Help me,
connected.
it's not about helping, it's just those
They
emotions
connect,
that keeps you
connect you.
connected. Yes, it's
Yeah.
not about helping anything, it's just the connection is
So,
there
so
because of that emotion, whatever
yes.
be that
Okay.
emotion आप उसको,
So
the funny,
physical is
funny
just
part
a
is that
byproduct.
every word that we remember in is stored in our brain as an emotion. You
Okay.
think about anything and you can feel the emotion of that thing. You think of a table, you think of the medicines that you take, you notice that you have emotion connected to that, and you just trigger that emotion every time you think about it. इसीलिए मैं
Physical
बोलता
is
हूँ अपने कम्युनिकेशन में, डू नॉट यूज एनी वीक नेगेटिव वर्ड्स, डोंट इवन यूज द वर्ड नेगेटिव। बोलो कि नॉट सो पॉजिटिव, आई एम नॉट एक्सपीरियंसिंग एनी पॉजिटिव
if
फीलिंग आउट ऑफ इट, इंस्टेड ऑफ सेइंग आई एम
if
फीलिंग नेगेटिव अबाउट इट।
so if I say so emotional desire, okay,
हम्म।
ED, the acronym for emotional desire is ED. Physical human desire is PhD.
हम्म। हम्म।
So if I say that in within me I have my ED and my PhD are directly linked,
हम्म।
Does this make sense to you?
सबके साथ ऐसा ही है. You are not unique for that. As long as you are a
अलग
human being.
ये अलग नहीं है, ये
नहीं,
अलग दो चीजें नहीं है
ऐसा
of
कुछ
our
नहीं. It's
thinking.
your thought, your way of connecting the dots. That's it. It's your way of connecting the dots.
PhD is just an extension of ED. Can we say that?
I don't know. If you say it, then it is. I would say it is
It
just another thought, another emotion. That's it. You can connect the dots between A and B. That's a different thing altogether. But that's what we do.
you would
Distortion
look at
हमें हमारे NLP में यही distortion है. Attaching it with some past experiences, and then when we do it 8 to 10 times and we figure out it is almost similar, then we start believing that this is true. यही है, ऐसा ही है. चलो,
okay.
stay with this vibration, stay with the
So
thoughts.
yeah, so it's different for different people. I mean, for a different
Always,
person,
always,
changes.
because every human being have a different model of the world. So every human
Okay,
being's
okay.
model of the world is unique.
Yes,
That is why
yes.
the very first presupposition of NLP says that every human being has a unique model of the world. Let us respect it.
हाँ, so basically कोई भी ह्यूमन बीइंग गलत नहीं है, कोई भी सही नहीं है, हर एक
हाँ,
अपनी जगह पे सही है, ऐसा.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. इट्स जस्ट लाइक दैट. उनका प्रॉपर्टी है. जैसे प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ वाटर, there is nothing wrong or right about it. Property of ice, nothing wrong or right about it. Property of steam, nothing wrong or right about it. The only thing is the state. अभी वो वाटर स्टेट में है तो उसका फीचर्स ऐसा है. अब वो स्टीम स्टेट में है, उसका फीचर्स ऐसा है. अब वो आइस स्टेट में उसका फीचर्स ऐसा है. और फंडामेंटल इट्स H2O. The way these molecules are connected defines its form, defines its that state of mind at that point of time.
Yes.
ठीक है.
Thank you,
चलो,
Pinaki, for the enlightenment as always.
52 मिनट्स हो गया बात करते करते.
God bless you.
ओके, बाय
That's
बाय.
me. That's me.
चलो.
Now you realize why I said God bless you.
Oh yes, I need
You
lot of
really
it.
need his blessings, yeah.
Oh yes, yes,
When it
yes.
comes to
मैं
me,
तो
you
भगवान के
definitely
पास
need
जब
his
भी जाता हूँ
blessings.
बोलता हूँ मुझे इतना दो कि जो आप किसी और को देना चाहते हो उसके लिए मेरे को ही इस्तेमाल करो. मैं लेने के
Wow,
लिए
that's a
तैयार हूँ. You
brilliant.
know,
That's
there's a beautiful message which I tell myself, and I will strongly recommend each of you to use this message. Just say, I am ready to receive.
okay. To the universe.
उठते बैठते सोते जागते खाते पीते, just say these 5 words. I am ready to receive.
Wow, that already gives me a lot of strength. Thank you.
I am ready
And
to receive.
I think, yeah, and I think, but I want to ask you, आप इतना करना चाह रहे हो, and you are in the process, you are doing it. Where do you get your strength from, if I may ask you?
I don't
It
know.
is not easy.
अभी तक मैंने इसके बारे में सोचा नहीं. तो probably I get that when I get into that non-thinking state that I am ready to receive. That's it. Now receive what I don't know.
You're
So
getting
this
the
is your
strength
mantra.
from us.
Probably.
So this is, yes, that's a
You're
good.
getting the strength from us because all of us, we are wishing all the time best for you.
करना ही चाहिए. मैं तो बोलता हूँ कि मुझे भी, मैं आप खुद को बोलते हूँ मुझे भी ऐसा ही करना चाहिए. देखिए, गॉड उसी को देता है जिस जो लेने के लिए तैयार है और जो उसको आगे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करने के लिए तैयार है ना. तो
Yes.
इफ यू आर रेडी फॉर दैट, you will be surprised at what God gives you. Then you cannot come up with any explanation. यार ये हुआ कैसे? And those are those non-thinking states जो author is talking about in this book. States of non-thinking. You are just experiencing that bliss and just taking shower inside that bliss without even thinking that what's happening or what's going to happen next. Thank you, Sumit.
Thank you, Pinaki. And now I'm seriously saying God truly bless you.
Oh yes, and
Not just because
और
in
खुद को ही
terms of
बोलो
me,
कि
but
बोलो जैसे पिनाकी का करो वैसे मुझे भी करते रहो.
of course, I think I have already started that journey. I'm on that path and I can see myself going
See, you're
there.
already on that path right from the day you were born. गॉड
Okay.
आपको डैमेज कर सकता था आपके मदर के वूम में, लेकिन नहीं किया, आपको पूरा तैयार करके बाहर निकाला है. So yeah, that's why I said that being consciously aware of this and then staying consciously connected with that. गॉड मुझे वहीं पे मार सकता था लेकिन नहीं मारा, मुझे एकदम तैयार करके बाहर निकला. जब मैं बाहर निकला, आई वॉज एब्सोल्युटली ओके टू एंजॉय द वर्ल्ड आउटसाइड माई मदर्स वूम. एवरीथिंग इज टेकन केयर ऑफ. और क्या चाहिए? एनीवे, आई एम गोइंग टू डीप. इतना डीप में भी मत जाओ.
It's beautiful, but makes sense to me completely. So
Just think of that moment that when you were conceived, जब गॉड ने उस सोल को उस जाइगोट के अंदर डाला, the sperm and the ovum, है ना, इसने जब मर्ज किया तो गॉड जाके वहां पे आपका सोल को डाल दिया. देन यू स्टार्टेड ग्रोइंग इनसाइड योर मदर्स वूम. थिंक ऑफ दैट मोमेंट. उसके बाद से गॉड ने पूरी तैयारी की टू इंश्योर दैट व्हेन यू आर कमिंग आउट ऑफ योर मदर्स वूम, एवरीथिंग इज टेकन केयर ऑफ. अगर उसने उस वक्त ऐसा किया होगा तो अभी भी कर रहा है. That is the conscious awareness I am talking about. Being consciously aware and then staying consciously connected.
yeah, and it takes away all your woes. Like in this moment, I started thinking that I'm crying about this. I don't have this. Just the fact that I'm alive
Yeah,
is enough to be happy, to feel
absolutely.
happy.
Absolutely.
That's
When
why I
you
call it.
cry, God tells you that you are still alive. That's why जब बच्चा पेट से निकलता है तो उसको पहले पीटा जाता है so that the baby
And
cries.
and I'm crying that I don't have
Hmm.
this. I don't. I
So
have a
God is
healthy
exactly
body,
doing
a
this with you
healthy
right
mind.
now. That's why you are crying. And when you are crying, you should be happy. Oh my God, I'm still alive. The whole world is waiting for me. और मैं अपने लिए वेट कर रहा हूँ.
It's very difficult to, I mean, absorb this thought, but
Actually,
it's
it's
a
easy.
life-changing thought.
Actually, it's easy. We make it difficult by thinking it difficult.
Yes,
Actually, it is
we
easy
make
because
it
this is the only truth.
complicated. We've made our lives complicated.
Exactly.
Yes.
Truth यही है ना, बोलो यही truth है ना. कितना simple truth है. God, when your parents conceived you, your mother conceived you, God came and just implanted you into that cell and said that this is for you. You get ready. This is the truth. इसको समझने के लिए कौन सी difficulty चाहिए बोलो? It's not at all difficult. It's easy. हम उसको कॉम्प्लिकेट करते हैं सोच के कि गॉड ने ये मेरे साथ क्यों किया, ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है, सब ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है ना. So don't complicate it. Complications
I
leads
can
to
only, yeah, you know what I can think of, Tanuja ma'am, the video that she shared on Moha Krishna,
mm,
Bhagwan Shri Krishna's, that love, but love without attachment. So love without attachment. So ek hath आगे. So love without attachment. Can I share that video on this group? I think every person to see when you sort of absorb that within your system and start living life by that principle. I think life will become easy, even though
yeah,
when it is concerning your own child, because today what I'm going through is that my child is not with me. But when I saw that video, it gave me so much strength that though
mm,
she is my baby, I should not be attached to her. But my
mm,
only focus and aim should be that I have to make her an able individual. That's it.
absolutely.
And that's
That
why
that's
she's
that's
born to
that's
me.
what it is all about.
And that I evolved immediately in as a person. So can I share that
Mm.
video over here on this group?
Yeah, why
I
not?
think for every, I think if a person just sees that video and
यही
lives
तो
by that
इंट्यूशन है.
principle,
आज हम जब पढ़ रहे थे इंट्यूशन के बारे में, यही इंट्यूशन है. इंट्यूशन इज दैट स्टेट ऑफ माइंड व्हेन यू आर नॉट थिंकिंग एनीथिंग अबाउट इट एंड यू आर जस्ट डूइंग इट. तो शेयर करना तो शेयर
attachment
करो.
is
व्हाई
the
आर यू
beginning.
थिंकिंग सो मच अबाउट इट? शेयर करूं ना
Okay.
करूं, लोग क्या सोचेंगे नहीं सोचेंगे. अरे तुम्हारे दिमाग में अगर ये थॉट भगवान ने दिया तो गो अहेड एंड शेयर.
Yes, I'm
व्हाई
going
आर
to
यू
I'm
अटैचिंग
going
द
to
रिमेनिंग थॉट्स
spread
विद
it.
इट?
I'm going to spread it to as
या
many human beings as I can
या
across this globe.
एब्सोल्युटली.
to sharing.
किसी ने उसको
I
बनाया,
think
उसके बारे में सोचो, जिसने इसको बनाया होगा, भगवान ने उसके दिमाग में ये आइडिया कैसे दिया, एंड देन दैट पर्सन टुक द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू क्रिएट इट
he,
इन द फॉर्म ऑफ वीडियो
that
एंड इट केम
that
टू यू.
that
वैसे ही
video
आपका
has
रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, यू नो, एवरी विजडम दैट यू आर रिसीविंग फ्रॉम गॉड, इट्स योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू टेक इट आउट समवेयर टू
that
लेट अदर पीपल हैव एक्सेस टू इट.
yes, that video has that power to actually eradicate misery from this world in a true sense.
वीडियो
I
में
feel
पावर नहीं है, पावर आपके अंदर है. वीडियो खाली आपको अलर्ट कर रहा है, कॉन्शियस अवेयरनेस. वो आपको कॉन्शियसली अवेयर करेगी, आप भी ये कर सकते हो. अब उसके साथ कॉन्शियसली कनेक्टेड रह के एक्शन लेना आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. अगर आपने नहीं लिया तो आप ये बोलते रहोगे वीडियो में पावर है, पावर है, पावर है, पावर है. लोग बोले तू खुद करके दिखा, तूने उसमें उसको करके किया है, डिड यू डू इट योरसेल्फ, देन हाउ डू यू नो इट
hmm
हैज द पावर? Right now, it is only a knowledge. Once you apply it, only then you will know the power of it. If you do not apply the power, apply that knowledge, आपको कोई पता ही नहीं चलेगा उसके अंदर कितना पावर है. हथौड़ा
I
हाथ में लेके घूम रहे हो, कभी उसको चलाया ही नहीं.
I have
How do you know
started
the power of that hammer? You can only know the power of that hammer when you apply it. Otherwise, it is just nothing. Another information which is I'm carrying with myself.
I have definitely started applying it to answer your question,
Yeah.
but it
So
is not
then you
easy. I
then
will say that. I
yeah.
will
So
say that it is not, it is
this is
extremely
where you need
difficult.
to author a book. That this is the wisdom I got, and this is how I applied it in my real life, and this is how it happened. Just at the way I started my conversation today, how this book from 50 to 100 copies, it just happened in 15 days.
Yes.
Yeah, अप्लाई करो, तब जाके आप लोगों को बता सकते हो, दिखा सकते हो, देखो ये मेरे पास इंफॉर्मेशन आया था, मैंने इसको अप्लाई किया, मुझे ये रिजल्ट मिला. आप करोगे तो आपको ही मिलेगा. Otherwise, it is just another story. You can show another video के how to use a hammer, but if you don't use it, it's of no use. चलो 1 घंटा मैंने ले लिया. Thank you so much.
Hey,
Make your
Pinaki,
Thank
day
you.
amazing,
Pinaki,
everyone.
just one moment.
Yes, Sudha ma'am.
What is the good time to talk to you?
We can talk right now.
नहीं, अभी नाश्ता करना, आपने बहुत
अच्छा
बातें
नहीं नहीं,
सुनाई
मुझे
हैं.
भी नाश्ता नहीं करना है. संडे में थोड़ा सा लेट नाश्ता करता हूँ, कभी कभी करता भी
नहीं
नहीं.
नहीं, मुझे टाइम पे भूख लगती है.
It's okay. So we can talk later also. आप just WhatsApp में मुझे 2 time दे देना. I'll just pick one of them and I'll have a
ओके
discussion with
ओके ओके ओके.
you. Okay.
थैंक यू सो मच डियर. थैंक यू.
My blessings, ma'am.
थैंक यू
Thank
सो
you,
मच.
Samina, for being there, for tolerating me.
नहीं, it was very nice. I just wanted to peacefully listen to you. So I thought कि
Pinaki, can I talk to you now if you have the time?
हाँ, इसको बंद कर देते, सेशन को
तो
बंद
मैं
कर
बंद कर
देते.
देती हूँ. I
हाँ,
also quit. Thank you so much everybody. Thank you dear.
चलो, okay, bye, bye, bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Have a good